Dr. Charlene Williams is the director of Oregon's Education Department and says Oregon schools can do better. It comes as ODE just released numbers showing how districts are doing when it comes to everything from enrollment to math and English scores.
KATU's Christina Giardinelli looked into those numbers live now in Salem with a story. And Christina, overall, statewide math and English scores really haven't seen a ton of change, right?
Yeah, that's right. Some slight changes. I'll show you over here. Decrease in the percent of students testing at their grade level in math. That's 73 districts that saw that decrease. 74 districts saw a decrease in the number of students testing at their grade level in English. We also saw some increases, so 71 districts seeing an increase in students testing at their grade level in math, and 76 seeing an increase in students testing at their grade level in English. The Portland School District, Oregon's largest, saw no change in the percent of third graders testing at grade level in English from 2022 to 2023. That number remains steady at 56%. The district saw a slight increase, 3%, in the number of eighth graders meeting math benchmarks, going from 38% in the last school year to 41% in the 2022 to 2023 year. Both Salem and Eugene school districts are seeing decreases in both math and English benchmarks. In Eugene, students testing at grade level in English went from 48% to 47%. Students meeting math benchmarks went from 35% to 33%. The Salem-Keizer School District, which has the lowest scores in the state's more populated districts, saw even more declines. Students testing at grade level in English went from 26% to 25%. In math, that number went from 21 to 20. While 1% might not seem like much in a district the size of Salem, it's a difference of about 385 students. The state's education director, Dr. Charlene Williams, says she'll work with districts to improve.
This is really helping us as an agency, number one, continue to hold our high expectations that we have for our districts and to provide high levels of support. We all need to lean in our districts and find out what's working well, what do we need to amplify, and how does it align, especially with those goals that we know districts are setting.
Now, Williams says another downward trend that is concerning is the number of students in Oregon that's going to college. You'll hear more on those numbers and what she has to say about it coming up at 6 p.m.
There's room for improvement. There's room for improvement academically. There's room for improvement with discipline.
Oregon's education director, Dr. Charlene Williams, wants to see Oregon students do better. Her comments come as the Oregon Department of Education released a scorecard showing a decrease in the number of students attending school regularly. KATU's Christina Giardinelli looked at the data and is live in Salem now. And Christina, Oregon also seeing a decline in the number of students going to college after high school, right?
Yeah, that's right. And those numbers look even worse for students of color. Now, Williams says the department's going to be working with districts individually to try and support them and figure out ways that they can improve those outcomes, including maybe increasing the number of counselors. The number of students that attended less than 90% of the school year is increasing. That's according to a scorecard from the Oregon Department of Education that looks at the attendance in the 2021 to 2022 school year compared to this last year. Dr. Charlene Williams, ODE director, says some of that is likely because of housing instability.
During the pandemic, there were some financial supports that were offered to families around rental assistance and other means that, that provided some financial relief for families. And so as things get back to quote unquote normal, those financial burdens are landing back in the laps of some of our families.
Another concerning trend in the data is that fewer Oregon high school graduates are going to college. The number went from 56.4% in the 2021 to 2022 school year to 55.6% this last year. Williams says the department has been working with districts to improve this.
Some of the work we're doing around with our high school success initiative and the way the counselors and teachers are wrapping around students. And part of that work is really tapping into what students are interested in.
Now, Williams says the main takeaway from this latest ODE scorecard data is that Oregon schools can do better for their students, and she says they'll be looking for ways to do just that by looking at some of the success stories in districts and using those same outcomes for other districts. Live in Salem, Cristina Giardinelli, KATU News.
All right, Christina, thank you.